Congratulations to the Denver Nuggets, 2023 NBA World Champions. All that and more on Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. On your mark, get set, and let's go.
On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Kevin Durant, you should have never left California.
This Bronxexual upset me in having to bring this teenage idiot from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no! Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
Oh, yeah! Time to kick ass. And we're presented by BetUS as well as Invader Coffee. Good morning. Welcome to the Taco Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Let me get myself centered here. Wait, nope, can't do that way. Can I do it this way? Yeah, I can do it this way. Okay, just making final adjustments here. Welcome to the Taco Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. We are presented by Invader Coffee as well as BetUS, betus.com. All you have to do is log on to snowmanmultimediasports.com and you will click on those logos and you will get the best deals possible. I don't have any reads this morning because I had a problem with my printer and things are totally messed up around here and I got to fix it all. I gave myself until 2:00 today to fix everything, and I'm going to fix everything. I don't know how, but I'm going to fix everything. You know what we're going to do? We're going to do something. We're gonna do something we normally do at the top of segment 2. We're going to start it now. We're going to go inside the feedback zone presented by Fanatics. The Hog TV joins us from the DMV area, DC Metro, Virginia area. Congratulations to the Denver Nuggets for getting it done. Absolutely. Julian Smith joins us. He says, your opening theme is from my game show Double Dare on Nickelodeon. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Jokic is a main. You spelled it wrong, Hog TV. Jokic is a main. He is every bit of a main. The champs are here. The champs have been crowned. Yes, indeed. We will talk all about the Denver Nuggets and how they dominated the West and how they dominated this NBA World Championship Series. The Nuggets have what it takes to repeat, but I'm curious to know the inner workings of the new CBA that apparently hampers teams from having dynasties. I'm interested to know that too, Hog TV. That's a good question. That is a very good question. Kyle Senra from North of the Border, Full Press Fantasy in the house with me. He's going to be one of my fantasy football experts to join for this football season. Victor Locke, aka Victor Locke. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and new NBA champions, the Denver Nuggets, one of the last ABA teams to win to win an NBA world champion and world championship. And I am so happy for Nikola Jokic, his family, and the Denver Nuggets family. They got the tools to repeat. They got the tools to be around for a while, a long while. The fact that the Nuggets won the championship before Murray and Porter Jr. became All Stars is just incredible. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Hawk TV says it's truly scary hours for the NBA. Hawk, let me hear your opinion of why it's scary hours for the NBA. I want to see and hear your opinion of why you feel that way. The Nuggets are who the public wanted the Grizzlies to be. Unfortunately, the Grizzlies are just not mature enough to get it done. They're just not mature enough to get it done. The Jokic brothers are awesome. Yes, they are. They flank the entire Jokic family, his wife, his baby daughter. And I was so happy when the final horn sounded. Miami chose not to foul, and they let it play. And Mike Green said it best. They let it play out. They let the final seconds play out, and the horn sounded, and the Nuggets were crowned champions. And of course, Nikola Jokic was going to be the finals MVP. He repeats what Steph Curry did last year, conference finals and finals MVP. He repeats what Stephen Curry did last year. And the difference between Steph Curry as and Nikola Jokic is 8 years. 7 years. I beg your pardon. Steph is 35. Jokic is 28. Man, Jokic and that Nuggets team are going to be around for a while. And I owe a bunch of receipts to one Cool McCain, Cool McCool, where danger is his business. And Denver Nuggets and Philadelphia Eagles are his business. I wonder if Cool has a favorite baseball team that he follows. I'm just wondering about that as I get everything resituated here. Man, y'all don't realize I had to take this thing apart. I had to take this thing apart and put it back together. Got it done in the nick of time. And speaking of in the nick of time, let's go to the whip around. It's presented by Fanatics. We begin with the New York Football Giants as Saquon Barkley is weighing his options, and he has yet to sign a contract for 2023 after the Giants put their franchise tag on him earlier this year. And he hinted over the weekend that he could sit out the entire season if the two sides can't come to an agreement on a long-term deal. Speaking at this football camp in New Jersey, Barkley told ESPN the contract negotiations are all about respect. The two sides still have more than a month before a July 17th deadline. Barkley said, quote, I think they're open to talking. I'm open to talking. I think at the end of the day, if you really break it down, look at it as a whole, there is no rush. There is still timetable to get to July 17th. I trust in the Giants that we could get something done. Close quote. Well, you better hope they get it done. That's all I got to say. You better hope they get it done, Saquon Barkley, because if not, they could they could leave you flapping in the wind, and a team could pick you up out of nowhere, and your legacy could suffer just a bit because you are the running back for the New York Football Giants, and you need to stay that way. Let's go on. There's a new NCAA rule that flopping will be a technical foul in women's college basketball for the 2023-24 season. The NCAA announced Thursday several rule changes coming to the women's game this upcoming season, with a big emphasis on penalizing flopping. Under the new rules, a player who is ruled to have flopped will be issued a warning on their first offense. If the player flops again, they will be assessed a technical foul and will be given two technical fouls on any subsequent flopping calls. Any flops after the first warning, let me read that again. Any flops after the first warning, that's the word I'm looking for, will be added to the team's foul count, but it will not count towards a player's 5 fouls that would result in an ejection, aka disqualification. The rule will be in place for Division 1, 2, and 3 for the 2023-24 season. The NCAA said, quote, NCAA women's basketball rules committee members think that the new rule is needed for the sport after receiving feedback from all three divisions about their concerns regarding flopping. Close quote. I'm a big fan of NCAA women's college basketball. I made no secret about that. I made no bones about it. I already thought they were fundamentally sound in the first place. I really did. But now this, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about it. Well, I'll let this one play out and see what happens. The sad news in the sports world: world champion sprinter and three-time Olympic gold medalist Tori Bowie died from complications of childbirth. The report from the Orange County, Florida Medical Examiner Office said Bowie had a well developed fetus as she was estimated to be 8 months pregnant and undergoing labor at the time of her death in May. Officials said possible complications Bowie had included respiratory distress and eclampsia when a person develops seizures following a sudden spike in high blood pressure during pregnancy. Ouch. Oh my gosh. Um, the Cleveland Clinic says, quote, eclampsia typically occurs after the 20th week of pregnancy. It's rare and affects less than 3% of people with preeclampsia. Eclampsia can cause complications during pregnancy and requires emergency room medical care. Close quote. The manner of death was ruled natural, according to the medical examiner. All kinds of thoughts and prayers are with Tori Bowie's family. My gracious. I hate hearing things like this. I really, really hate hearing things like this. There's all kinds of stuff that I did not upload onto the platform. I'm going to work on doing that now. So um, when I get everything everything situated, we will go to our first break, and we're gonna what we're gonna do also is shorten the breaks so we can get um, all the breaks in, okay, and especially to accommodate our friends at CSTV, not to mention BS3 TV, and we're gonna get everything situated. I got a lot of holy cow, I got a lot of comments to read and I'm waiting for this to upload. Why don't we go to the Fanatic feedback zone and take and take care of that? Jokic, who is argued Murray and Porter Jr. haven't cracked the All Star game nor All NBA teams. Both players are respectively young and entering their primes. Not to mention they won a championship with Jokic. Ain't that the truth? Hawk TV continues. Jokic, who is arguably going to be better as well. That's the scary part. That's the scary part. Victor Locke, Joel said to Jokic said to Embiid, quote, you can keep that MVP trophy. I'll take this here Larry O'Brien trophy and this matching ring, close quote. Rapid Dave in the house. What's up, Rapid Dave? One of my beer bros in the house. I love it. I love y'all. If y'all haven't had a chance to go check out the Strikeout Beer channel, please do so. I love those guys. I love when they come in. What's up, buddy? Hey, what's up to you, Rapid Dave? Love to see you. Hawk TV says, as long as the luxury tax isn't crazy, the Nuggets can keep that team together and possibly run the table for years to come. The Nuggets are building the team the way the Warriors did and the way the Spurs did. The whip around is brought to you by Daddy Joe's Rawhide Belts for belts that chap that hide raw. Daddy Joe's Rawhide Belts. Salute to Gary, Indiana. Indeed, salute to Gary, Indiana. Good morning, Dave, Hawk TV, and Cool Breeze McCain. McCain is here. I'm going to see if I can get him up on the panel to talk about his world champion Denver Nuggets and Bumleg Orthopedics' brand new braces to stop people from dragging their feet. That's a lot of feet dragging. Let's make this the standard in all of basketball. Yes, yes, build teams properly. Don't buy them, build them. And y'all know my thoughts about this, and I know I'm going to get Hawk TV raging at the screen in just a moment. But all the other championship teams, including 2008 Boston, the Golden State Warriors, and now the Denver Nuggets, those teams were built. Any team with LeBron, any championship team with LeBron was bought. I said it, and I'll continue to say it. And I think I got the block up here that I need. Let's take a 2-minute break, and when we come back, more stuff from the NBA World Championship Series. Back after this.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Hey everybody, Brian Snow here. Want to do some afternoon sports talk with me and be interactive? Also meet some great guests from every walk of life? Then tune in to the Brian Snow Show on CSTV and CSTVnow.com. Weekdays at 2 p.m. Come on aboard and enjoy the ride.
PK Tire Pros, your one-stop on-the-spot auto service headquarters for a complete line of quality tires and auto services. For years, we have provided the Stockton, California area with the latest products and unprecedented services for everything we sell. And for years, our customers have been coming back. Take a look around. If you don't find what you need, visit us in Stockton, California. From the latest and best in tire technology to the services required to keep your vehicle looking good and running great, PK Tire Pros can get you out on the road quickly and at an affordable price. Stop by soon to see why so many people consider PK Tire Pros to be the one-stop shop for all of their tire needs. At PK Tire Pros, our friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service professionals, and affordable prices all come together to make driving out on a new set of tires easy. On top of that, we never tire of tires. Stop by and see us, and you'll be glad you did.
Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning, brought to you by PK Tire Pros. And I didn't do that right. I wasn't ready. Let me try that again.
Cause we take this job so serious.
The f is that? Sorry, pardon me. My apologies.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
There we go. That's what we needed. Welcome back to the Tuesday program. Ryan McCoffey in the house with us. Good day, Snow Crew. Lively discussion last night's No Credentials Required. Check it out after this show. Please check it out. And Ryan, I want to talk to you about picking up No Credentials Required and streaming it on my channel. Hawk TV says the Celtics were bought. Okay, prove it. I asked if Eagles Elite Cool McCain had a baseball team. Here's my answer. The Atlanta Braves. I dig it. Plus, the Nuggets have been knocking on the door. Well, they kicked it down last night. Has there been a lot of cases of flopping in women's college basketball as of late? Well, according to the feedback I just read, yes. I don't see it. I didn't see it. Maybe I didn't look as closely and as carefully as I did. Maybe I should have. I don't know. I really don't know. Staying in the Fanatics feedback zone, Roman Reigns would like to speak to you, Cool. For Cool said, acknowledge us. We the ones. Yeah, they're the champs. The Denver Nuggets are the champs. Period. I didn't know flopping was a big issue in NCAA. To shape up your point, I didn't know flopping was a concern in women's college basketball, to be exact. I didn't know that was such an issue. I really didn't. I really didn't know that. I really didn't know there was such an issue. I have always believed that women's college basketball was fundamentally sound. I always thought women's college basketball was fundamentally sound, which is what attracted me in the first place. Which is what attracted. Why that dirty? Mm, why that dirty? All right, here's Mr. McCain, one of our insiders, and he's got a smile from here to Denver, Colorado. Good morning, my friend.
Wonderful morning to you, sir. Wonderful morning.
It sure is. And I begin with 4 words. How about them Nuggets?
How about them?
How about Nikola Jokic and them Denver Nuggets? NBA world champions. How do you feel, my friend?
I feel really good, man. I feel quite vindicated for the last couple of years. I have been on
As you
a,
should.
I have been on the top saying, hey, I've been on my perch saying, listen, everybody gets healthy. 2-time MVP. You add Batman, you add Robin and Nightwing back to the fold,
Yep.
and you see what's going to happen. And I
And
was
at the
told by
top,
lots of people, you can't beat Golden State, you can't beat LA, you can't beat this team, you can't beat that team.
well, I'm glad
My
y'all beat
response was
LA.
always, yeah, my response was always, wait
You
and
are
see.
totally vindicated. I'll give it. You know what? I know you're driving right now, so I'm just gonna slip these receipts through your glove box there. So I'm slipping you a book of receipts through your glove box because you were right, and I said it at the top of the finals. The only way that Denver loses if they are not healthy. Well, they are plenty healthy. Then and
Yes,
you know
sir.
what's scary about this team? They're young. They are very, very young. The oldest is Jokic, and he's 28. That's the
Yes, sir.
scariest part about this Denver Nuggets team. They are young and they're hungry.
And a fun fact a lot of people don't know. The reason that we were able to draft Jamal Murray is because in the Carmelo Anthony trade, we were
Hmm.
able to get a pick swap for the year that
Yes.
Murray came out. So
Yes.
because the Knicks had a worse record, we just swapped picks with them, and allowed us to get Jamal Murray. So for those people who dislike Carmelo and his legacy in Denver, um,
Hmm.
we should appreciate it because if it wasn't for his demands to be let go and move to another team, we wouldn't have
Yep.
Jamal Murray.
Yeah. Former Kentucky Wildcat Jamal Murray in the fold in Denver. And he's going to be there. He's going to be there for a while. And the biggest thing happened. And you said it 2 years ago. You said it last year, and you said it this year. The Denver Nuggets are healthy, and they're also hungry.
You can't be at your full when you don't have everybody, right?
Hmm.
We want to judge Denver. Oh, they almost got swept. Nikola Jokic himself basically got a win over the Golden State Warriors last year in the playoffs. Last year.
Hmm. Yes.
Think about the guys who were on that team that weren't on that team. Let's
Hmm.
go in a quick list of them, right? We don't have time for everybody. Let's go in a quick list of them. DeAndre Jordan, who actually played some meaningful minutes last night.
Right.
Bruce Brown wasn't on the team last year.
Hmm.
Michael Porter Jr. wasn't there. Jamal Murray
Nope.
wasn't there.
Nope.
Kentavious Caldwell Pope wasn't there.
Mm-mm.
Christian Brown wasn't there. So just name a
No.
few of the additions that we made, understanding that we needed to get better and have more depth. Shout out to the
Hmm.
organization for doing that and still keeping the core.
Indeed.
We talk about all these changes to everything. The only player that we're set to lose next year, meaningful player,
Hmm.
could be Bruce Brown, right? Because he has a 2-year deal, but he has the option that he can opt out, after this season.
But do
So
you
after his
think he
performance,
will? Do you think he will opt out?
if I were him, I would not because this team has a great opportunity to repeat.
Yes. Yes, they do.
Um, so I wouldn't opt out if I were him, but it
Hmm.
depends on how he feels about getting his coins too. Because one thing you will never ever hear me do. You hear a lot of people do this, but you'll never ever hear me do it. I don't knock a man for going to get his coins.
Right.
So if he feels like I want to get my coins and I'm happy with my one ring, then hey, appreciate what you did while you were here. We'll try to find another guy to fill that role.
Right.
But if you want to try to run it back, you want to be in a place where you're going to be used properly. I'd at least play out my second year. But hey, I'm not in that man's mind. But Thursday is going to be a lit day in Denver. Too bad I'm not there. But I will say this: understand, we the champs, baby. The champs are here.
Yeah, and
Say what you want about how we got there, but we there.
until somebody beats them, they're the champs. Until somebody beats them, they are the champs.
Before that happens.
That's Cool McCain, the man in charge of the Eagles Elite Podcast. Looking like the cool man that he is, celebrating the Denver Nuggets World Championship win. And where are you on your way to?
Well, sir, I am actually pulling over here so I can get a little bit part of the show. So just finding me a nice park over here on the side in the shade.
Yeah, in the shade being the operative words.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's go to the Fanatics feedback zone. Nobody's scared of the Nuggets is what Laker fans said. I bet you they were scared of the Nuggets. I bet you they were because they got pummeled in that series. All right, now the Nuggets were the number 1 seed now. Indeed they were. And they were that all year long. Wish Carmelo would have come back to Denver. No, you don't.
No.
His skills would not have fit. His skills do not fit the Denver Nuggets. Period.
See, Carmelo had the opportunity to be in Denver, right? Carmelo had the chance to be the man. Everything was handed to him, but he would not listen to George Karl and give effort on the defensive end.
And he gets mad at George Karl for calling him out.
Yeah.
He gets mad
Carmelo
at George
is not a champion because he didn't want to play defense in his career. You cannot be the best player on the team and not play defense.
Can you say that again? Can you say that again, please?
Carmelo is not a champion because Carmelo refused to play defense. If Carmelo had said,
Bronze sexuals, are y'all listening to that statement? Are y'all listening to that statement? Yo, Kang, don't play defense. I just hurt my throat. Damn it.
So if I'm getting it right, what you really were saying was, Yo, Kang just block shots, but he don't play any defense.
That's exactly what I said. And I hold true to that. I hold true to that statement and have held true to that statement for 20 years. I hold true to that. I swear to y'all, I did not push that button.
The button knew to be pushed for itself.
Wait a minute. I wanted to push the button, but a certain executive producer who is one of our best friends pushed it for me.
That's even better, sir. That's even better.
But that is even better. I want to talk about something with you off the board. And it's something I have been thinking about. Can we find some land outside of Charlotte?
Yeah, it's always land to find.
Okay. It's something I have been it's something Jody and I have been thinking about for a while. But the other part of it is gotta feel safe. We had talked about it. We had talked about it last night. I just wanted to go off the board for that brief moment. Let's talk a little football while I got you here.
Let's do it.
The Philadelphia Eagles. When am I going to be allowed to make an appearance on your show? Because the Eagles are my second NFC adopted team.
So when have you said, "Hey, I would love to come on your show and talk Philadelphia Eagles"? Before now?
About 20 times.
You haven't. Not to me. I don't know who you were talking to, but not to me, sir.
Well, I'm talking to you right now with that big fat smile on your face.
So you're, I guess, tied second favorite team. We did play last year, and we're in the middle of doing our season review.
Okay.
So I'll double check the schedule, and I'll let you know when we're going to do the Colts, and then we can do a 2-for-1.
Hey! Well, okay, 2-for-1. I'll take that. The other thing is, Um, the top 5 dead or alive is going to launch soon when I come back from vacation. We're going to start taping that and getting that ready to launch also on Snowman Multimedia.
Yes,
So
sir.
we're getting that together. Your season reviews are getting together. We're gearing up for NFL coverage. How about those Atlanta Braves? Since you told me that's your baseball
Hey,
team,
man.
may as well go with that.
Yes, sir. Tough night last night, but I'm not really harping on that because last night was a wonderful night for me.
Yeah.
But I will
Well,
say
well, yeah. You're
I'm
celebrating.
having a pretty good sports season.
Hmm.
Eagles made it to the Super Bowl. They didn't win, but they made it.
Yeah.
Nuggets. I mean, LA Kings. Not the worst
Oh,
team
you're a
ever, but
Kings fan. I didn't
not a
realize
Stanley
you were.
Cup or anything.
I didn't
Yes,
realize you were
sir.
a
Yes,
Kings
sir.
fan. What
And
made you a Kings fan? What made you a Kings
Ice
fan?
Cube. Ice Cube.
Ah, okay. Okay. Well, you know who my hockey team is. That's the
I
Blackhawks.
did not. I'm not surprised, but I did not.
I'm
Sure, but I'm not surprised.
I'm hey, I'm from Chicago. I support my Blackhawks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I
But
support
yeah,
I
man,
support my Blackhawks.
Braves are having a good season.
Yeah.
Big series coming up with the Phillies. You want to
Oh
make
yeah.
sure that we can try to win this series because we want to put distance between the Phillies and the Mets.
You
Um,
need to. You
Last
need to win
year,
them all.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna take these off and say this.
Uh-oh.
Philly fans, MLB fans, last year was a fluke. We are coming for our championship this year.
let me take a let me take a break. When y'all get back, more with the cool one, Cool McCain, as he hops in for some spot up duty. We'll be back with more of Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson with the cool one, Cool McCain, back in a flash.
Trisha's having a sleepover tonight. Can I go?
I wonder about Lucy's friends. What should I say? I know you're only 10, but one of these days a friend will offer you a drink. And alcohol at your age can lead to so many things. None of them good.
So can I go to the sleepover?
Lucy, I want you to promise me
I
something.
finished my homework.
Bigger promise. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, "No thanks, not my thing."
Mom.
I promise you. Your real friends won't care. Deal?
Sure.
Really?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov, a public service message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
When it comes to vaping,
Cause we take this job so serious.
Man, I went home that day and talked to my wife, Vicky. And Vicky was like, "What's wrong with you? You pissed off?" "Yeah, I got this partner I'm working with back in the radio station. Man. The Negro be lying." What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
Back here on the Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning, I'm joined by Cool McCain, Cole Johnson along in a little bit, talking all things sports, talking all things Denver Nuggets, 2023 world champions. Congratulations to them. And we're going to switch gears and talk a little football, in particular the NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles, represented by Mr. McCain. Okay.
Always.
What is the main piece that the Eagles need to get them over the hump?
A third wide receiver to step up.
Okay.
And we could not hurt to have more depth on the defensive line, and another veteran in the linebacker room.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm looking at the schedule and I went off the board way too early. I got to deliver one of these in honor of you, in honor of your Nuggets, and in honor of the fellow who should have been the MVP this year. Dear Nikola Jokic detractors, of which I am not one. I love the big man. You need one of these. Now, give me this camera. Nikola Jokic is a main, period. Point blank, end of story. Nikola Jokic was a main when he came into the league. He got stronger, he got better, he got more skills than any big man in the league, including Joel Embiid, period. In fact, Nikola Jokic was taking over Yusuf Nurkic, who can't stay his ass on the court right now. Who would you trust with championship aspirations? Would you trust a fellow who ain't got it right between the ears, or would you trust a fellow who said, give me the ball in crunch time? I would trust the fellow that said, give me the ball in crunch time, because that's all Jokic did during this NBA World Championship Series. He got his team going, period. Period, point blank, end of story. Last year, as Cool McCain stated perfectly, he got one win over the Golden State Warriors by himself. And that, of course, was Game 4 when he helped the Nuggets out to a big lead. What did he do this year? Some teammates returned from injury, including Jamal Murray. Happy for Jamal Murray. And then Jokic took over. He took over in every playoff series. But what really stamped it for me was the way he, Jokic, and I know a lot of Bronx-sexuals are going to get mad at me for saying this, but I don't care. Nikola Jokic and his skills wiped out the lack of skills shown by the Los Angeles Lakers, period. Every chance the Nuggets had to go inside against Anthony Davis, they took it. Every chance they needed Jokic to make a big shot, he did it. Every chance that Jokic had to trust his teammates to make the right play and make the right decision, bingo. And there's a lot of Joel Embiid fans that say, oh, Embiid deserved the MVP. Where's my button? I wasn't ready. And Tom O'Boyle, you're going to appreciate me. Everybody that said Joel Embiid deserved the MVP this past year, bullshit. Nikola Jokic was the best player in the NBA, period, by far, by 200,000 miles. And you say he wasn't enough? Really? What the hell are y'all thinking?
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh, stop lying. Always lying to me. You lying so much. You making it hard for me. Yeah.
Thank you, Cole Johnson, for that. Now listen. There are other players that thought they had a chance to get the MVP, but that MVP belonged to Nikola Jokic from the beginning of this year. And the fact that he didn't get it is a fucking crime. Matter of fact, Joel Embiid, give me this button, and whined and moaned about being robbed of the MVP. Well, why didn't you play like it? Matter of fact, Embiid in the MVP this year, my thoughts are the following.
Trays.
And now for the second half of this week. And now for the second half of this reality check, I turn to the cool one, talking Nikola Jokic. Take it away.
So, very funny. We talked a lot about all these different guys, right? Who's great, who's this, who's that.
Mm-hmm.
What we've never done, what makes you a valuable player? One of the things that makes you a valuable player is empowering your team and making your team better. Has Joel Embiid made players better?
No.
Does LeBron James hog the ball, or does the ball move when he gets it? Does he present a culture of let's move the ball, whoever's open, take the shot? If you don't
No.
make the shot, get back on defense and let's play. Or does the ball have to go through him? James Harden, does he make guys better? Right? Giannis, does he make guys better? And the answer to that question, actually, yes, he does. But when you look at a lot of these guys, if you don't have that selfless mentality, you can't be valuable to your team as a whole. You need every guy on that bench that plays to be able and considered to make the big shots. Jokic will take the shots. Jokic will pass the ball. This guy has an eye unlike many centers we've ever seen. His passing reminds me of Domantas Sabonis' dad, Arvydas Sabonis. This is another guy, not the most athletic, but could play. And had he gotten to the NBA 5-10 years earlier, he would have been a monster. When he got to the NBA, he was no longer the same player he was. But that's okay. The passing, the ability to make big shots, the selflessness. If you remember, if you watched, which a lot of you claim you didn't, but you did, if you watched that closeout game last night after the game, they were talking to Mike Malone. Mike Malone said, they asked Mike Malone, talk to us about Nikola Jokic because he won't talk about himself. And what did Mike Malone say? He said he's a great player, best player in the league, is the MVP, deserved to be the MVP, makes his team better, great for culture, and you can win with this guy because he's selfless. These were the things that his coach said about him. He put us on his back at times. He's had a struggle the last 2 years. Finally got his cohorts back and some upgraded players around him. And he won a championship. So, Joel Embiid, you can have your regular season MVP. You can put that in your trophy case, like I said earlier in the finals, because the way that you play, the way that you blame your teammates and not yourself, the way that you're soft at times when you don't need to be, that's the only hardware you're going to have as an individual. You're never going to get that team hardware unless you get right up here. Why has Giannis won a championship? Because he's right up here.
Haven't I said that before about Joel Embiid and no one believed me?
They won't believe you because he cries and whines and makes himself the victim. And all year the media did what? Oh, Jokic, he shouldn't even been back-to-back MVP. He's not that good of a player. He can't win championships. He can't even get out the second round.
Well,
Bubble.
guess what?
Western Conference Finals in the bubble. We were not ready. I said it then.
Mm-hmm.
Lakers were a better team at that point, and they gave us the work. That was then. This is now. They're not ready. We're the better team. We're giving everyone the work, as we did. But that's okay. The rest of y'all teams. Next year's coming. But I want you to understand, we're still not getting the respect we deserve as the champions. We're still not.
You're getting it.
I'm already hearing, you beat an A seed, you beat a 4th seed Phoenix that was dysfunctional, you beat a 7th seed Lakers, and then you beat an 8th seed in Miami. You know, I could sit here and destroy that argument right now by simply saying, who did Miami beat to get to the NBA Finals? In the Eastern Conference Finals, let's go reverse order. Eastern Conference Finals, they beat everyone's darling team, the Boston Celtics.
Yep, the 2-seeded Celtics.
Before that, who did they beat? They beat, wasn't that the unstoppable New York Knickerbockers?
Yep. 5th seeded
before
Knicks.
that, did they beat the number 1 seed with my favorite player,
the
Giannis
overall number 1 seed.
So they beat the overall number 1 and the overall number 2 seeds, as well as the New York Knicks team that everybody said had a great shot to get there. But because they were an 8th seed and play-in team, we're going to discount the Nuggets championship. Do it. trash. Say how we didn't deserve it. Please. That worked for us this year. Hopefully it'll work for us next year too. But guess what? We're still enjoying being champions. Parade's Thursday. Doesn't matter what you say. You can't change it. We went out there and we beat who was in front of us, and that's what we're supposed to do. And that's why we're champs.
And if y'all don't watch it, the Denver Nuggets are going to be champs for a long, long time. And I said it earlier this morning. The oldest player in this core for Denver is Nikola Jokic, and he's 28.
And the
Jamal
way he
Murray is
plays, he can play
26.
till he's 40.
The most skilled, and people hate when I say this, but I'm going to say it aloud once again. The most skilled center in the league wears number 15, and that's Nikola Jokic. The only thing that will make Jokic better is if they sport the old school Denver Nuggets uniforms, but that's neither here nor there.
Please.
They need to bring back. They need to bring back the old logo, the rainbow uniforms, and the rainbow skyline. But
yes, please.
One thing you cannot take away from these Denver Nuggets, I will say it proudly for every Denver Nugget fan who watched Alex English come up short and Lafayette Lever and Dikembe Mutombo all the way to now.
Alfonso Ellis, Marcus Camby,
Alfonso Ellis, Marcus
Allen
Camby,
Iverson when he was there.
the team that beat the number one seeded Seattle Supersonics in 1994.
Robert Pack.
Robert Pack. Oh, Robert Pack was
Ian Martin. So many guys. This is for all those guys.
From the ABA to the NBA, after 47 years of waiting and wanting and wishing and hoping and practicing, the Denver Nuggets are the 2023 NBA World Champions. And the most valuable player, the Bill Russell most valuable player, is the most skilled center in the league and became only the second player to win both the conference finals and the finals MVP in the same year. You know who did it before him? It occurred last year. I don't need to say the name. So shut the hell up about Nikola Jokic, because he proved all season long that he was not the regular season MVP, but he was the most important MVP winner. And that is an award named after Bill Russell.
Acknowledge him.
And I will use a phrase that applies to all other competitors. To be the champs, you must unseat the champs. And these Nuggets ain't going away. Neither is Nikola Jokic. Acknowledge him and take this with you. That felt good. Reality check brought to you today by Invader Coffee. Cool McCain joining us here on the program. We got a few minutes before we go to hour 2. When the final horn sounded and the roar came at Bell Arena, aka the new McNichols Arena, how'd you feel?
Relieved. The last thing. So this hasn't been said by a lot of people.
Yeah.
But that's a doggone good Miami team, right?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, we just talked about the teams they beat. And you think you did this with Jimmy Butler, up and down, what's my guy name? Their center. I'm so excited right now, y'all. My brain ain't even working good.
Bam Adebayo.
Bam, yeah. Up and down Bam, and some streaky shooters, right? Eric Spoelstra took this team all the way to the finals. Before game 1, the Nuggets were going to sweep. It's a foregone conclusion. This is the easiest finals anybody's going to ever have, right? Get to game 2, and we do what I knew Denver was going to do at some point. I posted it after it happened.
Yeah.
Denver does this once every about 10 games or so. They just play a game where you're like, you guys stink.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you doing this? And they did that in the game 2.
Mm-hmm.
Miami played really well in game 2, won the game. After game 2, you got all these people coming out the woodworks. Miami in 6. You got Mark Jackson, his old hating self. Kendrick
Oh
Perkins,
yeah.
his ignorant self. And I could name other
Man,
people, but I'm
man,
not even going to take the time to give them any shine.
Kendrick Perkins. I'll get on Kendrick Perkins after hour 2, and y'all are gonna love me for this.
But you had all these people, all these detractors.
Mm-hmm.
Denver couldn't get the sweep, and now it's going to be a series, and now they got to go back to Miami, and Denver's going to lose, and they
And
lose these 2
Denver
games in
walked
Miami,
into
they're going to be down 3-1.
Miami and blew their ass out twice.
So the thing is, what you have to remember is when you know you're the better team, and you allow yourself to play down, and you have good coaching. And I'm not
Mhm.
saying Michael Malone is on the same level as Eric Spoelstra,
Right.
but he doesn't suck. He's
No, he
one of the
doesn't.
10 best coaches in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
He's
And he
going to
just
get those
proved
guys
it.
together. He
And he
made
just
the correct adjustments in game 3. They
made
tried
the
to go
same
back
ones
to
in game 4.
they tried to go back in game 3 to try and take Murray out of the game like they did in 2.
Mm-hmm.
So Christian Brown decided to step up in game 3. So to me, game 3 was not nowhere near the best games the Nuggets played. It was
Mm-hmm.
a good game, but it was an average game from what I know the Nuggets can do.
Right.
Game 4, that's the Nuggets team I wanted everybody to see.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't watch the Denver Nuggets, right? The style of basketball that Denver plays is not flashy up and down dunks all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You have those plays happen. You have games where those happen. You have guys that can do that, but they're fundamental.
Yeah.
Dirty effort. They're fundamental. They
Mm-hmm.
pass the ball. They get guys open. They play hard on defense. They're hard nosed. They can take physicality. They're not dishing a lot of physicality. They will at times, but they can take it and they can still play. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not up and down shooting threes all day. Guys crossing you up 7 times and then going to the rim and dunking all over everybody all the time. But it's good, solid basketball.
And that's what people don't like nowadays. Why do you think that is?
Because we live in a YouTube clip world. We live in a world where everyone has the clips of the best things that happen. So I don't want to wade through and watch whole games anymore. I don't want to see the mundane plays. I don't want to see the good, solid pass the ball around, make the short 10, 15 footer off the backboard fundamental basketball. I want to see people running by and blocking the ball from the back like they can't be doing. I want to see the big threes. I want to see the stats, but I don't want to actually
Mm-hmm.
watch the game. I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to see the ebbs and flows of the game. I don't want
I
to
mean,
go through the ups
it,
and downs.
it goes to what I have said all along. There are 2 things that drive today's NBA fan: stars and stats. That's it.
And highlights. And don't forget
And
to add highlights.
and
Yes, sir.
highlights. They don't want to watch. And you know what? I've been asked so many times. Over that. Do you actually watch the game? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. More than you realize. More than you know.
Well, that's why they ask you, because they don't watch. The people who are asking you, they don't watch.
Mm-hmm.
I've had people call me and say, "Oh man, what happened? Jokic only had 20 points in this game." And I'm like, "Did you watch the game?"
Exactly.
You understand what happened?
No. They didn't. They didn't watch the game. You know they don't want. And you know they don't watch the game. They're too. Give me this button. They're too. They're too chicken to pay attention and watch the game.
Right. You can't go back
Scary,
and
isn't it?
recall different things that happen if you don't watch.
Victor said it best just a moment ago. It's not flashy enough. Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. He also dropped me this. This reality check has been brought to you by Embiid Next. When you whine and cry to your MVP, dry your eyes and wipe your nose with Next tissues. Oh, jeez.
But that's accurate. That's very
It
accurate.
is. It's very accurate. It's very accurate. It's very accurate. He whined and cried to his MVP and then got his ass kicked in the second round.
Embiid never makes it out of the second round, so that's nothing new. You know, I've said it before. We talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
You did what you did. You know, you got your MVP award, so now you're happy because you're not doing what it takes to get the other award.
Nope.
And like I said, does Embiid have a talent to do so? Yeah. But you have to have heart. You have to have the right mentality.
You gotta have brains, man. You gotta have
Those are the
heart.
things that
You
you
gotta have
mentioned.
brains.
Because he wants to play like he's 6'8".
And he's 7 foot tall. Why doesn't he? Okay, I'll ask this question before we go to our final break of the first hour. Why doesn't Embiid camp his big ass in the paint? Is he that scared to play against centers or back people down?
I don't think it's that. I just think, I mean, he's a product of a generation. He wants to make the big swiping play. He wants to shoot the three. You know, he wants to get the ball and drive on you and all those. He wants to do those things that people are going to click on and watch, and he's going to get watches and likes from, right? He's a product of the era that he plays in. See, the difference between him and a guy like Jokic or even a guy like Giannis is they don't care.
Right.
Right? Giannis talks to the media after the games because he asked his personal assistant, hey, if I don't talk to the media, what happens? Oh, I get fined $10,000. What y'all questions?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if I criticize the referees, what happens? Oh, I get fined $15 million. I have nothing to say about the referees today.
Right.
Because
right.
I'm not going to waste my money. I'm out here for a job. Like, basketball's a job.
Yeah, it
You can say
is.
it's your passion, you love it and all that, but this is your job. Just like sportscasting is something that's our job, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You may love it, but you're doing it because you want to get paid to do it.
Exactly.
Right? So when you're getting paid to do something, you have to take it seriously.
Yeah, you do. You do.
And
pause.
everybody in the NBA doesn't take it seriously.
Yeah. So true. So true. We're going to pause for 180 seconds, and then hour 2 begins after the break.
Trisha's having a sleepover tonight. Can I go?
I wonder about Lucy's friends. What should I...
Trisha's having a sleepover tonight. Can I go?
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Hey everybody, Brian Snow here. Want to do some afternoon sports talk with me and be interactive? Also meet some great guests from every walk of life? Then tune in to The Brian Snow Show on CSTV and CSTVnow.com. Weekdays at 2 p.m. Come on aboard and enjoy the ride.
PK Tire Pro is your one-stop on-the-spot auto service headquarters for a complete line of quality tires and auto services. For years, we have provided the Stockton, California area with the latest products and unprecedented services for everything we sell. And for years, our customers have been coming back. Take a look around. If you don't find what you need, visit us in Stockton, California. From the latest and best in tire technology to the services required to keep your vehicle looking good and running great, PK Tire Pros can get you out on the road quickly and at an affordable price. Stop by soon and see why so many people consider PK Tire Pros to be the one-stop shop for all of their tire needs. At PK Tire Pros, our friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service professionals, and affordable prices all come together to make driving out on a new set of tires easy. On top of that, we never tire of tires. Stop by and see us, and you'll be glad you did.
Hey, where you going? Hour 2 starts right now. Time for hour 2 of this spectacular. Ryan McCoffey now joins us this morning.
That's what you need to do to beat Josh Allen. You need to make him uncomfortable.
Hour 2, time for some Spivey notes. And here's Jay.
Well, I know he's only in his third year, but they're just wasting Justin Herbert.
Hour 2,
the hardest working content creator I know, the playmaker.
Hey, LeBron James, the greatest scorer of all time. Hey.
Hour 2,
the one, the only Christopher Dietz.
They rewarded Ohio State for not playing, and they punished USC for playing.
Hour 2, Sam Shady.
Oh, man. It's been a roller coaster ride if you were a Philadelphia Stars fan.
Hour 2, that's Big Ben, the man in charge of the BS3 network.
And if I see Kurt 2 Chainz Cousins out.
Hour 2, Chris Bay's joining us.
Oh my God! Oh, this game! Oh, way to go, Sammy!
Hour 2, was El Jefe.
Oh man, I thought I missed it.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular, and it starts right now. Hour 2 of this spectacular begins with me and Cool McCain. And we're going to talk some football right now. And with the assistance of USA Today, 5 teams that took a major step back this offseason, including the Raiders and the Buccaneers, raise a lot of concerns. It's never a good sign when a team has to clear the air about their starting quarterback it secured less than 3 months ago. That's the situation the Raiders found themselves in after news broke in late May that Jimmy Garoppolo underwent foot surgery after signing with the team with an injury waiver being added to his deal. Coach Josh McDaniels says he has no anxiety about the situation behind center, but has refused to put a timeline on a potential return to action for Garoppolo. Mr. McCain, I come to you. Your thoughts?
Tell me something we didn't already know. Jimmy Garoppolo is an often injured guy. So it's probably minor, right? It's probably nothing major. It's probably a minor injury. Right. You knew what you were getting when you signed this guy. Instead of drafting a quarterback or going another route, this is the choice you made. You knew what you were getting when you got him. You knew that there was an issue with his foot when you signed him. I'm sure it was not hidden. So you put yourself in the situation. Hunter Renfrow wants out now. Right, Josh Jacobs is pretty pissed about his contract situation. So a lot of things are happening with the Raiders, and you definitely got worse at quarterback. And no slight to Jimmy Garoppolo, but you're not Derek Carr. And I'm high on Carr. I'm higher than a lot of people are. But we're gonna see what Carr can do now that he's in a better situation, right? And the Raiders are going to suffer for this. You have a very unhappy starting wide receiver that you just traded for last year, and then you traded away his best friend. Let's go see how that's going to play out as well.
Yeah.
I don't know who's making the decisions within the Raiders organization on these things, but it sounds like, I don't know if you remember the episode of Family Guy where they have the things in their plane and they just push over ideas and just put them together. It sounds like this is what the Raiders have been doing, and they're going to definitely take a step back, and they've run a great team last year, but I think they are going to take a step back.
And they signed Garoppolo to a 3-year deal. They put the injury waiver clause in. They signed him to a 3-year deal.
Again, you signed Jimmy Garoppolo to a 3-year deal. You're a 49ers fan.
I am.
So you understand what a bad choice that was from the beginning.
From the beginning, yeah. Because he was oft injured with us, and we kept him 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
We kept him the full 5 year. We kept him the full 5-year contract we signed him to. And the smartest thing the 49ers did, right? And the smartest thing the 49ers did, they signed him to a 5-year deal, but if you think about everything that has gone on, including the Super Bowl year, they paid him only $73 million. And we got the full 5 years out of him. But then, Brock Purdy came in and kicked ass. We still don't know what's going to happen with Trey Lance. And we got an insurance policy now with Sam Darnold. The Garoppolo was expendable. He absolutely was expendable because even though he got that 49er offense going, injured himself again. He got injured again. And we couldn't afford to keep him. And we don't want to afford to keep him if he's not available. You said it often. Cole says it often. Your best ability is availability. And for the last
Availability.
2.5 years, since the COVID year, Garoppolo hasn't been available. Period.
Jimmy G.
Now I will give him an exception for 2021 because he did carry us to the NFC Championship game in Los Angeles. And he played 15 of the 17 games and still had 3,500 yards passing. Grant, he did that. He played a full season for us in 2019. But the other years that he was there was something wrong. There was some kind of injury he had to fight. All right, enough about Garoppolo. The immediate aftermath of the Tom Brady era was always bound to make for a tough transition in Tampa. The salary cap bill finally came due after the Buccaneers moves to maximize their competitive window with Brady, and several notable figures were sent packing to balance the books. Still, General Manager Jason Licht managed to keep the team's top potential free agent, cornerback Jamel Dean, from departing, and defensive heartbeat Levante David also returns. The real whiplash, however, and I'm reading from USA Today, the real whiplash, however, stems from handing the quarterback reins to previously held by Brady to either Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask, who has split first team reps in organized team activities. And I see a wicked smile on your face. Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask? What the hell is that?
So Baker Mayfield to me is a middle of the tier quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Trask is below that. I'm not even
Yeah.
going to say where, but he's below that.
Yeah.
So this just shows how incompetent Tampa Bay really is, that you're splitting reps between Kyle Trask
Right.
and Baker Mayfield. Baker
Right.
Mayfield is clearly the better quarterback. He needs all the first team reps with the first team guys so you can get this offense to be at least non-embarrassing moving forward next season.
True.
Without Tom Brady.
True.
So what in the world are you doing? Are you really trying to tell me Kyle Trask is going to be your starting quarterback? You know what? Let's have some fun with it. Kyle Trask is going to be your starting quarterback. Come on.
Out of Florida.
And Florida quarterbacks.
You don't need to say anymore. You don't need to say anymore. To Los Angeles we go, and after following in the footsteps of the Buccaneers by realigning themselves around a marquee veteran quarterback acquisition en route to a Super Bowl title, the Rams suffered an even more severe post-championship come down with their 5-12 record in 2022, standing as the worst follow-up of any defending champion in league history. Unlike Brady, however, Matthew Stafford is still around, and after the 14-year veteran ended last season on injured reserve with a spinal cord contusion, a fully healthy campaign from Stafford seems like a vital element of any Rams resurgence. I'll stop there. What the hell are the Rams doing?
I want to retool that last line.
All right.
And I want to say a healthy season for Matthew Stafford seems like the equivalent of finding a three-horned unicorn floating through the crowds. I just want to say
that. Finding a what?
A three-horned unicorn floating through the clouds.
Oh, Lord.
And I was going to add crying Skittles before you started laughing.
Flying Skittles. Good Lord. That's scary. That's scary. But has Matthew Stafford ever had a full healthy season, including his Super Bowl season? I just want to know that.
I don't recall one of
Me
completely
neither.
healthy. I mean, there's been some where he played like all the games, but he was questionable before the games, or he got hurt and got knocked out of the game. I don't
Hmm.
recall him having one where he played all the way through healthy. But
Me
even if he
neither.
did, it definitely hasn't been in the last 3-4 years.
No, it hasn't.
And the Rams did exactly what you should do. And I'm gonna be real. People can say what they want. The Rams did
Hmm.
exactly what they should do. What you should do. We won a ring. We're gonna mortgage the next couple of years to get one. They got the ring. Now they're in the process of paying for mortgage in the next couple of years. Same with Tampa Bay. You put all your eggs in
Exactly
the
the
Tom
same with
Brady
Tampa
bag.
Bay.
Right?
Exactly the same
Yeah.
with Tampa Bay.
But you got the rings out of it.
At
So
what cost? Speaking of rings, a team like the Tennessee Titans are pursuing one. Mike Vrabel helped make Tennessee one of the AFC's most consistent squads in recent years, leading the franchise to winning marks in all of his first 4 seasons, while also claiming consecutive division crowns in 21 and 22. Then the bottom fell out last year as a franchise that had been the conference's number one seed the previous season tumbled all the way to a 7-10 mark. But even after cutting a handful of starters, new general manager Rand Carthon resisted the notion that Tennessee was going through a full rebuild. Touch on that in a moment. The net effect, the Titans look like a franchise that has only embraced the initial steps of what will become a full teardown. I'll stop there and I'll come to Mr. McCain. Should the Titans do a rebuild right now? Should they just blow it up right now?
absolutely. What are you gonna win? You don't know who your quarterback is. Is it Will Levis?
Right?
Is it a guy you drafted last year that you don't want? Is it the old
Malik,
aging guy? Like, who is your quarterback?
that's
Are
it.
any
That's
of
the
those
key.
guys even a quality NFL player?
Hmm.
Malik Willis is not going to be a quarterback for the Titans. The Titans were the wrong team to draft him. He's been put in a situation where everything you do is a triangle and he's a square.
Right.
So all
Right.
that's going to happen, offensive coordinator, play calling, Malik Willis, it's never going to be this. It's never going to
No.
work.
No.
You knew that when you drafted him. That was
Hmm.
a stupid draft pick for you. Will Levis, nobody wanted him. Everybody had
Nobody
a
wanted
chance
him.
to get him. Nobody wanted him as a starter, a potential replacement, or a long-term backup.
No, no one wanted Levis. No
So you got
one
him.
wanted Will
So
Levis.
congratulations. You got a guy nobody wanted, a guy you shouldn't have picked, and a guy that's probably literally on his last leg.
Yeah.
So congratulations. And you think you're not in a rebuild. You're about as delusional as bronzexual, sir.
He's really priming the pump for tomorrow, and I love that.
Oh, and FYI, in
Yes.
case they don't know it in Tennessee, because you have a new general manager, if you don't
Hmm.
use all your salary cap, it does roll over to the next year. So why don't you get rid of these guys now? Let them have a chance to go to an organization that's going to be successful and finish their careers. Get the cap release and use that in the future. That's what you got to do,
You,
Tennessee.
you,
Your
you,
reign on
you,
top was short, and it's over.
you think they know that by now? Final team, the Arizona Cardinals. How does a team that went
Oh,
4-13 take a step back? Just look into the bleeding of what little premium talent existed on this roster. J.J. Watt's retirement and Zach Allen's move to the Denver Broncos leave a pass rush without a player who recorded more than 4 sacks last year. On the back end of the defense, top cornerback Byron Murphy bolted for the Minnesota Vikings, and five-time Pro Bowl safety Buda Baker has requested a trade. And in late May, Arizona released number one wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins with nothing to show for the decision besides a bit more cap space and a $22.6 million dead money hit for the upcoming season. The focus for the next few months, however, will be on quarterback Kyler Murray's recovery from a torn ACL suffered last December. New coach Jonathan Gannon said in May that Murray is a long way away, but we don't play for a long time either. If the former number one pick misses time at the start of the season, things could get especially ugly for the Cardinals as Colt McCoy once again fills in behind center. This is going to be a fun one because we have said you, Cole, myself, Victor, and quite a few others, and I got a friend in Phoenix, Arizona who believes otherwise, but the Arizona Cardinals have sucked ass. And they're going to continue to suck ass until they get the right people in place. And sorry to say, Kyler Murray ain't it. What say you, sir?
Have we ever seen a better example of straight tanking ever in the NFL? Like, literally, you have an injured toddler at quarterback.
Right.
All of your best players are just exiting in mass.
Yep.
And you hired a guy as your head coach that was an idiot as a defensive coordinator. Soft zone king.
Soft
John
as
Cannon.
wait. Y'all forgive me for this. Soft as a motherfucker.
Zone Johnson Gannon. So that's what you've done to try to get your team better.
This one's for you.
Arizona.
This is for you. The soft zone Kang.
You could definitely be called the soft zone Kang.
The soft zone Kang.
Yes, sir. That's all he wants to play. So
that's it.
This is the guy that's your
and
coach.
He gets torn and he gets torched. He gets torched.
And he looks like he doesn't even have a clue. And you're going to put him with Kyler Murray, who doesn't even want to play football. He wants to either play baseball or whatever first-person shooter is out.
Or Call
of Duty or whatever other first-person shooter game is out, right? That's what he's more concerned with. And, I mean, in a way, you can't blame Kyler Murray. And here's why. You don't have the people around to say, Kyler, bro, we trying to make this happen.
Mm-hmm.
You need to put that in them joysticks and pick up that playbook.
That just sounds so foul, but it's so true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I mean, I say this all the time. I always say Kyler Murray's a toddler, right? Because of his size.
Yep.
But he is a good quarterback if he has the right people around him. You just got rid of the right people around him. The coach that you brought in when you brought him in was the guy who wanted Kyler Murray. This is another Malik Willis situation now. You've got Jonathan Gannon, who knows as much about being a quality head coach and managing the offensive side of the ball as me and you do. Actually, maybe less. And this is your coach. So your OC is going to have to be the guy to say, okay, I've got to take it upon myself to ingratiate Kyler Murray to being a real NFL quarterback. Putting in the work, putting in the time, becoming better. The head coach is not going to do it because his head's in the clouds all the time anyway.
Right.
He doesn't really know the offensive side of the ball, so you're going to have to do it.
Yep.
If I was in the Arizona situation, if I was Buda Baker, if I was DeAndre Hopkins, if I was J.J. Watt, if I was Zach Ertz, I'd get about that quick as I could. Run for it. Please let me up out of here.
And they all got the hell out. They didn't get out.
Ertz is still there. But he needs to get out too.
Wait a minute. They didn't get out. They got the hell out.
No.
They absolutely got the hell out. Let's take a 2-minute break. When we come back, 5 teams that took a step forward, courtesy of USA Today. Do y'all believe it? I don't know. Back in a minute.
I'm in another lane. I'm a different breed. I'm everything you can never be. I'm next level. Next level.
Thursday nights are wrestling night on CSTV. Tune in every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific to see all the amazing Next Level Pro Wrestling stars on Thursday Night Throwdown on CSTVNow.com and the CSTV app on your Roku device.
PK Tire Pros, your one-stop on-the-spot auto service headquarters for a complete line of quality tires and auto services. For years, we have provided the Stockton, California area with the latest products and unprecedented services for everything we sell. And for years, our customers have been coming back. Take a look around. If you don't find what you need, visit us in Stockton, California. From the latest and best in tire technology to the services required to keep your vehicle looking good and running great, PK Tire Pros can get you out on the road quickly and at an affordable price. Stop by soon to see why so many people consider PK Tire Pros to be the one-stop shop for all of their tire needs. At PK Tire Pros, our friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service professionals, and affordable prices all come together to make driving out on a new set of tires easy. On top of that, we never tire of tires. Stop by and see us, and you'll be glad you did.
So he claimed to have owned 13 different properties.
That was a lie.
Guess how many he does own? 0.
I should be asking, was this election rigged?
Not the 2021, but the 2022.
No, this election, I should be asked. I think everybody in that district should be asking, did we really vote for this dude? Did we really vote for him? I don't remember voting for him. Like did you remember voting for him? Nah, do you? Like, I really think y'all need to check this out. Like, y'all need to investigate this, because how y'all vote him in? It's criminal. It's criminal. This is criminal.
You know his mother died as a result of 9/11, right?
That was a lie.
Who are they talking about? Check out the latest episode of Mentality on Snowman Multimedia today at 10 p.m. and catch Mentality 5 nights a week, and catch the television replay Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central on BS3 TV. We thank you for your support. Mentality, the ultimate masculine safe space. Whew! Cool McCain will be back in just a moment. Cole Johnson will be along in a little bit. As we look at 5 teams that took a step back, let's look at 5 teams that took a step forward. The Jets, the Dolphins lead the way. And the New York Jets, of course, didn't even need to take his first. Aaron Rodgers didn't need to take his first snap to recalibrate everything for the Jets. Gang Green, of course, owns the NFL's longest active postseason drought at 12 years, a franchise worst, and last won the AFC East back in 2002. Yet Coach Robert Saleh hasn't been afraid to set a much higher bar, saying last week that in any given year, quote, realistically, there's maybe 6 or 8 teams that have an actual chance to win the Super Bowl, and I do think we are one of those teams. Oh dear. Rodgers' arrival reshaped what previously looked to be a promising nucleus into a group going all in for a title in the next year or two. The excitement from within Florham Park is already palpable. With his new teammates raving about the standard the 4-time NFL MVP is setting. I'll stop there. All right, Mr. McCain, you first.
So, you bring Aaron Rodgers to the team, how is it not going to be better? But here's the main question. Which Aaron Rodgers are you getting?
Exactly. From week to week.
From day to day.
Yep.
From interview to interview. That's been the question about Aaron Rodgers the last few years. No one's going to doubt his talent.
No.
Because it would be disrespectful not to.
Right.
But
there
are some other pieces that need to be considered when we're dealing with Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. He said Aaron Rodgers. Oh my goodness.
That guy, man, he's something else. That's for sure.
He is.
He's something else.
Oh my gosh. Oh Lord.
You have to ask yourself.
Look at Ryan. Look at Ryan in the chat already. He's saying, here we go.
No, seriously. It's like the Jets
should be one of the better teams.
You
made some great.
You said two keywords. You said two
Yes,
keywords
at
the top of that sentence.
Yes, I did.
Should be.
Purposely should be.
Should be. Should be.
Yes, sir.
But these are the New York Jets, who have been, well, let's just say it, a laughingstock for a while.
But would you agree, even last year, the biggest problem was quarterback?
Yes. Hell yes.
So if you take a Pro Bowl quarterback, even one that goes in the dark rooms and does shrooms to decide if he's going to play or not,
you stupid,
and you put him on a team with a really strong defense and all the other pieces around him,
right?
There has to be some sort of pressure internally on Aaron Rodgers to say, "I came back, so I need to make sure that I give this team the best I can." Because they gave up first-round picks, draft capital to get you.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't a free agent signing. You were retired for a year.
No.
You decided to come back. They gave up pieces to get you. So you have a duty, a responsibility to this organization to give them your best version.
But I'll ask the question again. Can you really trust Aaron Rodgers day to day, moment to moment, to fill that role? I don't.
You need to be able to trust Aaron Rodgers to fill that role 17 to 20 times in this year. And that's on Sundays during the games. I think you understand when you bring Aaron Rodgers in, the type of quirky guy that he is, and that he's not going to be that guy that's going to be your everyday leader. He's not going to be this guy that's going to be like, it's okay, guys. We didn't have a good of a game as we need to this week. We got to go out and be better next week. I think you understand that you're not getting that player with Aaron Rodgers. You're just wanting him to give you what you've been missing, which is quality quarterback play.
Yes. And
that would be my advice.
And their offensive line has been torn to shreds again.
It has, but Aaron Rodgers has played with, really poor offensive lines for years now. So that's not, it shouldn't really be a deterrent. Green Bay hasn't given him a good line in years.
All right, enough about it. Enough about them. Swapping in Jalen Ramsey for Byron Jones opposite Xavier Howard marks an unquestionable advancement for a defense that ranked 27th in passing yards allowed, caught talking about the Miami Dolphins, at 234.8 and opposing quarterback rating 95.3. While Ramsey, 28, is coming off of a down year relative to his typical performance, there is little reason to suggest that three-time All-Pro is coming down from his purge as one of the league's elite cornerbacks. In the division with Rodgers and Josh Allen, Ramsey stands as a necessary counter, and they think the Dolphins took a step forward in the offseason. Your thoughts, sir?
I think they more stayed even, right? I think the addition was needed of somebody, but I think it was more of a lateral move than an improvement for me. I think if you want to say they took an improvement, it's from what we've been told, having a healthy Tua Tagovailoa, because he's the cog that makes that engine run, right?
Yeah, he is.
I think that you should have let him sit out the rest of last year after the injuries, but I'm a fan of the sport of football. I'm not a paid professional that needs to win games to have people come. So
Right.
that does make a difference.
Right.
But I think that that's the biggest advancement or way you would say that they've gotten better is they have a healthy Tua Tagovailoa and Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, healthy Tua. I'm gonna say this aloud, and A Pizzle, welcome A Pizzle into the fray. I don't think A Pizzle is going to be happy with me for saying this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. I don't think Tua is fully healthy. When you get 3 concussions in 14 games,
Hey man, I'm just
there
telling you
is something.
what's being reported.
I know, and I've read the reports too, but I'm going off of a gut feeling. Tua's not ready, and I mean this physically only. I mean this physically only. 3 concussions in 14 games. All right. 2 of them within 4 days of each other. If you suffer 2 concussions within 4 days, for any mere mortal, that should tell you right there the rest of the season is lost. Because I want to make sure my head's on straight. You know?
We gonna try to claim the first one wasn't a concussion, remember?
It was. I've suffered a few concussions. To the Chicago Bears, and restraint was in Ryan Poles' toolkit for rebuilding the Bears. Chicago's general manager drew a sharp contrast from the rest of the league in free agency, using his massive war chest of salary cap space to bring on linebackers Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards and an offensive guard, Nate Davis, among others. The real splash move came, however, was moving back from the number 1 pick in a trade with Carolina, and Poles received a bounty including wide receiver DJ Moore and a 2024 first-round pick to move back to number 9. There's still a long way to go. The pass rush remains perilously thin for an outfit that finished with the league's worst record and ended the year on a 10-game losing streak. I'll stop there and I'll make this promo. Victor Locke will join me this afternoon at 2 o'clock. We'll have a full hour of the random musings of Victor Locke, and some of those will include his random musings of the Chicago Bears. DJ Moore. The Bears got DJ Moore. What? 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 Am I wrong in thinking what I'm thinking? That it's going to be another 3-14 season for the Chicago Bears?
So they may be a couple of wins better. But they're not going to be a very good team this year.
No.
I think Justin Fields still needs some more help on the line, and you still don't have a number 1 receiver.
Because they're expecting DJ Moore to be their number 1 receiver. And I'm thinking, how?
So, Snowman, let me phrase this to any Chicago fan that's watching or anybody who likes the Bears or people who are watching those sports fans, right? Of the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
If DJ Moore was a bona fide, certified, solidified number 1 wide receiver, would the Carolina Panthers have traded him and a first-round pick to move up to number 1 last year? Would that have been necessary?
No.
If you were trading A.J. Brown to the Bears for the number 1 pick, would you have needed to include anything else?
No.
If you were trading Jamar Chase to the Bears, would you need to include anything else?
No.
If you were trading the Cheetah, would you need to include anything else?
No.
If you were trading Deebo Samuel to the Bears for the number 1
hell
pick,
no.
would you need to include anything
Hell
else?
no. I know the answer. All the answer to all these questions is hell no.
If you were trading Stephon Diggs to the Bears for the number 1 pick, would you need to include anything else?
No.
So why did the Panthers have to include a number 1 pick next year? Because the Chicago Bears know, the Carolina Panthers know,
Mm-hmm.
DJ Moore is not a number 1 receiver.
and they're going to depend on him to be a number one receiver, and it's not going to work.
But it's going to help them have a high pick next year.
Yep.
To go out and get a number one receiver.
Yeah, but who?
Or the top tackle in the draft, right?
But
Whatever they want.
who? Here's my question. But who? Who do they get as a top? Who do they draft as a top receiver?
There'll be somebody. Once we get through this college football season, some people will emerge. They emerge every year.
Yep. All right, let's go to Carolina. Again, this is coming courtesy of USA Today. Since first parting ways with Cam Newton in the spring of 2020, Carolina trotted out a series of half measures behind center Teddy Bridgewater, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, and P.J. Walker, and even Newton again. That inauspicious run was apparently enough to push general manager Scott Fitterer to swing the trade with the Bears for the number one overall pick, which the team used on Alabama quarterback Bryce Young. But what kind of immediate return on investment can the team reasonably expect from the rookie? Young is much more of a distributor than a world beater, and his lackluster receiving core, that's an understatement, can't be counted on to do him many favors. I will stop there. And of course, the news came out recently that Bryce Young inserted as QB1 to no surprise of any of us that pay attention to the game. My first question to you, Mr. McCain, is who the hell is he going to throw the ball to?
Well, he's got DJ Chark. He's got Adam Thielen. And they went out and drafted a wide receiver. So they're better at wide receiver than they were prior to the trade, ironically. Right? They're much better at wide receiver than they were prior to the trade. So this trade did not hurt Carolina at all until next year when they don't have a number one pick.
True.
USA Today needs to make a correction. This was not Scott Fitterer. This was the owner and his wife. They wanted to go up the team to three.
Tepper.
Yeah, this is Tepper and Mrs. Tepper. This is their decision. He wanted to go.
I love the way you say that with such anguish, Mrs. Tepper. This is David. Do it again. This is David Tepper and Mrs. Tepper.
This is David Tepper and Miss Tepper. This was their decision. I live in Charlotte. I hear about this all the time.
Yes.
The thing is, the team wanted to go up to three and take whichever quarterback was there at three and live with that. The Teppers decided, if we're going to go up to three, let's go up to number one because we want Bryce Young anyway because he fits the image of what we want as a quarterback. And this is no knocks on Bryce Young.
Right.
Within the organization, most of the people wanted C.J. Stroud. A couple of people got enthralled with the athletic ability of the Florida guy, and we just Florida quarterback.
Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, we just talked about Florida quarterbacks.
Yes, we did.
Florida guy. Yeah.
Yes.
And then some of the people like Bryce Young, right? But the Teppers, not the football people, the Teppers made this decision. So here's the thing with me with this decision. I think Bryce Young, skill-wise, is the best quarterback that came out of this draft at this time. I think C.J. Stroud has a higher window. I think Anthony Richardson needs development time. You're not drafting him to play this year. If you were drafting him, you may as well have drafted Hendon Hooker because neither one of them are going to see the field this year. Hendon Hooker has more upside to me.
Yes.
You drafted the small guy that fit the image that you wanted. And I'm not a Panthers fan, so it's whatever. But what happens is every year here they make a pick. Panthers fans, Panthers radio, Panthers beat writers.
And
we're gonna be so great this year. It's so wonderful, and the Panthers are gonna
even while up here in Indiana. Wait a minute. Even while up here in Indiana, I've got so many contacts, as you know, down in Carolina that say all this aloud, proudly. They proudly say this. They proudly say the things you just said about the Carolina Panthers. a few people in particular that you and I both know. That you, I see the look on your face. I love that. A few people that you and I both know are, how can I put this? Truthfully?
Delusional.
Thank you. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for.
Welcome.
They are so delusional when it comes to the Carolina Panthers. Dear God. Dear God. They are so delusional when it comes to the Carolina Panthers.
And then by week 7, they're ready to jump off the fan bridge.
You think? I mean, if you're not around Bank of America Stadium, and I've been there, you've been there also. If you're not around Bank of America Stadium, breathing in the smoke, breathing in the delusion that is the Carolina Panthers, who have not been good since Cam Newton's MVP year, and then they got smoked the following season by the same Denver Broncos team that beat them up in Santa Clara.
Mm-hmm.
See, here's the problem with the Carolina Panthers, and I go back to Super Bowl 50. They got their ass kicked in Santa Clara at Levi Stadium. They got brutalized in Santa Clara. 7 months later, in Denver, Colorado, they got brutalized even worse. And since that day, in 2016, September 2016, when they got brutalized, kicked to the curb, kicked in the ass by the then world champion Denver Broncos, the Panthers have not been the same since.
That's definitely accurate. I think a better thing is they're very hopeful here and not realistic.
Right.
You brought in Fitterer, but then you have the Teppers making decisions on the quarterback. I go back to that. Seriously. You're not football
Please
people.
do.
Allow your football people to
Right.
make the decisions. Teppers. Okay? Bryce Young could very well be the best quarterback in the league in the next 2-3 years.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for my concern with Bryce Young, I think he's one of the smartest guys, right? All the things you've read about, this has nothing to do with him being drafted where he's drafted or anything like that, but I think he's a very intelligent player here, right? He knows the game. He knows what to do. He can pick up on things. He hasn't played an NFL snap yet. So for teams to be talking about, how great a guy is before he plays an NFL snap, you really need to slow your roll.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You're right. To walk into OTAs as the number one quarterback, unquestioned.
Right.
Is that smart? No, that's not smart.
No.
Even if this is the decision you want to get to, make him work for it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're handing him the starting job. He's the number one overall pick. You're loving him. The owners love him. It's the guy the owners wanted. But when he gets back there and he has to take snaps and he has to be hit by these big, fast, better than Alabama type defensive players on a regular basis, is that frame going to hold up?
Right. Right.
That's my concern with Bryce Young. Talent-wise, what he brings to the team, I don't have questions about that.
Right.
People try to belittle his talent, his intelligence, to try to say why he shouldn't have been the number one pick.
Mm-hmm.
C.J. Stroud, I think, is a little bit below him at this moment. But I think he's going to be the best quarterback we've seen out of Ohio State in the last 20-plus years, easily.
I believe it.
Because he's a pocket passer who can run. He's not he's not a running back that can throw.
Right. So how fast will we see? How fast do you think we'll see C.J. Stroud under center for Houston?
So C.J. Stroud's going to actually have to do what a rookie quarterback should have to do, and that's go out and win the job on the field.
Yeah.
So we can't see him as the number one until he goes out and proves that he's the best quarterback on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that may not happen until the season starts, halfway through the season. I don't know. Because he has to prove himself.
Cole predicts halfway through the season we'll see C.J. Stroud start.
Because he has to go and prove himself, which is what you're supposed to make the young guy do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If he comes out in camp and he's way above Davis Mills, then he gets the job.
Yeah.
But to hand him the job before OTAs, before
which is
minicamp,
what the Panthers did with Bryce
yeah,
Young.
you're basically coddling them right along the way. Adversity is coming when you get on that field, Mr. Young.
But see, why are they doing that though? Why are they handing
Because the Peppers wanted him.
All right, one more team to look at before break. Adding a marquee talent isn't the only avenue for offseason progress for the Ravens. Repairing their relationship with an existing superstar helped propel the franchise forward. The prolonged standoff between the team and Lamar Jackson reached an amicable end in late April when the Baltimore made its star quarterback the NFL's newest, highest-paid player with a 5-year contract worth $260 million. The rosier outlook, however, isn't simply a product of better vibes. A franchise infamous for its lack of investment at wide receiver finally reconfigured its receiving core in a major way, with Baltimore signing Odell Beckham Jr. and Nelson Aguilar before taking Zay Flowers in the first round of the draft, with tight end Mark Andrews leading the way and third-year wideout Rashad Bateman seeking a breakout season. This is unquestionably the most talented and explosive group of skilled position players that Jackson has been afforded in his career. And I'll stop there and I'll turn to Mr. McCain, my football expert for the day. And I say, your thoughts, sir.
Whenever you write an article and you put Nelson Aguilar as a focal point of a wide receiver core, I don't care what you have to say. You don't watch the game of football.
Yes,
Philadelphia didn't work. Raiders, it didn't work.
Chicago didn't work.
Didn't work in New England.
Nope.
Where is Aguilar going to go and actually be a viable piece? It's not going to be here either.
It's not.
He should be your punt returner. That's what he should be. So you got Odell. We don't know what kind of player he is now after the injury. But if he's even 75% of what he was in the past, he should be a formidable receiver for you.
Should be.
Zay Flowers, I don't like to talk about how rookies are going to be great right away.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for them to be a solid team, he's going to have to get a rapport with Lamar Jackson rather quickly.
Yeah.
Rashard Bateman, the only reason you're really mentioning Nelson Aguilar is because Rashard Bateman's not going to stay healthy. He has not, and I don't believe he's going to all of a sudden stay healthy. That's the only reason why we're mentioning Nelson Aguilar is because he's going to end up having to play probably meaningful snaps because of injury. And I'm not wishing any injury on Rashard Bateman, but from what we've seen, this is a consistent thing with him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the AD of wide receivers at this point. He's gonna get hurt. It's just a matter of how long.
He's like DJ Moore.
Yeah, if he proves me wrong, congratulations for him.
Exactly.
I'll probably draft him late in fantasy drafts just because, hey, it could happen. But the big piece in all this is Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, huge.
You found a way, and this is impressive, Baltimore. This is what's really impressive that I don't think people have really thought about. You found a way to piss off your starting quarterback, put the ultimate chip on his shoulder, and then sign him back to your team so he can take it out on everybody else. That's pretty smart.
I still want to know how they pulled that off.
That's very smart, actually. Like, we talk a lot about, whatever in this team and that team and this and this and that and that.
Yeah.
You picked them off. You got him just worked up, ready to prove to everybody that he's better than people are giving him credit for, and he's been disrespected, and then you re-signed him.
Yeah, they re-signed him.
That's smart. So I think they did. To me, they should be the team that improved the most this offseason because of the additions and the new mindset for Lamar Jackson. So now Lamar Jackson's like, I got the bread, I got my money, I got my coins. My contract got negotiated for me by Jalen Hurts' agents.
Mm-hmm.
So appreciate that, Jalen Hurts' agent.
Yeah.
Looked out for Lamar Jackson as well.
Yep.
So he didn't have to use an agent. Him and his mom got the bread, and he's ready to go. And now he's out to prove because a lot of people dogged Lamar Jackson. A lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people say he wanted a fully guaranteed contract in the range of Deshaun Watson. It's not what he got.
Right.
There were these reports of all these bogus deals that he was offered and turned down. Doesn't seem like they make too much sense based on what he actually signed.
Yeah.
You know, it
Yeah.
sounds like they tried to undercut him and lowball him, and he was like, "No, I'm not taking a lowball. You're gonna pay me, or I'm not coming back."
Mm-hmm.
And I think if we continue to have that play out, I think he would have signed with another team. And I have some suggestions of who it would have been, but there's no point going into that now. But I think he would have signed with another team and been a starter right away, and been on a team
You think so?
that would have had some weapons for him. Yes, I do. I think there's a couple of places he could have went that would have been better situations based on what they had at the time.
Right.
And if they would have kept playing, somebody was going to offer. But I think everybody felt like he's going to go back. That's why the offers weren't coming in.
Gotcha. All right. One more break. Tonight, don't miss the 1-hour season finale of Ghosts in the Hood, 7 p.m. Pacific Time, 10 Eastern, only on CSTV on your Roku device or the web, cstvnow.com. If you miss an episode, see them in the video on demand section of Zinwake. Back after this.
I'm in another lane. I'm a different breed. I'm everything you can never be. I'm next level. Next level.
Thursday nights are wrestling night on CSTV. Tune in every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific to see all the amazing Next Level Pro Wrestling stars on Thursday Night Throwdown on CSTVNow.com and the CSTV app on your Roku device.
The following is a public service announcement from David 3000.
Yankees suck.
This has been a public service announcement from David 3000.
You fool!
Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? Good morning, Cool. Good morning, Snowman. Good morning, the Phoenix Feedback Zone.
You incompetent son of a...
I think Snowman knows where I got that from.
Yes.
Mad scientist has arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall now bask in his glory.
Yes.
Thank you.
We shall now bask in the genius. Wait a minute. We shall now bask in the genius of the one and only Cole Johnson.
Thank you.
Let's do it
The
again.
following is a public service announcement from David 3000.
Yankees suck.
This has been a public service announcement from David 3000.
Is that also from 2004? The
Yes.
photo you got?
Yes.
Was that from Game 7?
Mm-hmm.
2004?
Yeah, that's when the Red Sox clinched the AL championship. In
I would like to
2004.
say, if we're playing that, I feel like that we owe my brother Wise a run through as well.
Oh, we do. But
Yes,
before,
we
but
do.
before that, in Wise seeing that, he basically was like this in the chat.
Cause we take this job so serious.
The f- is that? Sorry, pardon me. My apologies.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
I saw that David 3000 video on the list, and I said, okay, I'm not going to take the full break. I've got to come back with that PSA.
I heard your interview with him yesterday. I was like,
yes.
And then I heard that bit, and as soon as I heard it, I was like, that's the next PSA.
That's the next PSA. Wait.
But I will fulfill your request. Cool. Here you go, Wise.
The following is a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Boston.
This has been a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Can you make one for me for LeBron? Can you do with the same guitar noise, with the same guitar sound?
Mm-hmm.
So that's got to be the
I gotta
PSA
send you.
sound.
I think you can cut a piece from a Braun sexual rant that I had a couple weeks ago. Because in case you missed it, and priming the pump for tomorrow, because we got to get out of here soon.
Right.
I went completely off. Thank you, Cole
Yes, you
Johnson.
Yes, no proper circle.
I didn't go off. I went off.
Yeah, you went off.
On bronsexuals. And
thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you, Ryan.
And I just want to say, piss on the Sixers.
Hey.
I feel better now.
Hey, Cole, you got another one. Right.
I feel better now.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me do this right. Do it again.
Piss on the Sixers.
Now, it's funny that he says piss on the Sixers, yet he's wearing an Eagles cap.
That's different, though.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I get where your basketball allegiances lie. I understand that.
Yeah. But people will be confused. That's what makes it great.
Yeah. That's the only reason why I say
How
that.
dare I cheer for people from different cities, right?
Yeah,
How dare I have the audacity to
Yeah.
not just cheer for a team because they're from Philadelphia?
Right.
Right.
See, Cool knows my pain. Cool knows my pain. Because my mother begged and pleaded and prodded and poked at me to become a Bear fan, and I would not do it. I wouldn't do it. And she says, she said to me, "Why won't you ever cheer for the Chicago Bears?" I said, "Because Joe Montana made me a 49er for life. Period." I mean, Joe Montana did this.
Montana looking, throwing in the end zone. Dwight Clark.
See, Montana did that for me. Montana did that January 10th of 82, and I was sold. I was sold for life.
I hear that.
Just the same I was sold and not being a damn Cub fan. We didn't get a chance to get a Cubdom experience. I'll save that for later in the week, but I have to play this again.
The following is a public service announcement from David 3000.
Yankees suck.
This has been a public service announcement from David 3000.
I should make two. You should make two of those. One for me, one for LeBron, and one for the Cubs.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, in NBA world, just in case I forget to say this before the show's over, acknowledge us.
Oh, Lord. Okay, and there's Denver Reigns right here.
Denver Reigns.
Denver does reign.
Well, congratulations to your Nuggets, bro. They deserved it. They were by far the best team in the playoffs this year.
They were the best team, and they proved it.
Wasn't even a question. Yeah, it was not even a question.
We got to get out. We got to get out of here. The Brian Snow Show comes your way this afternoon at 2 p.m. 2 full hours. The first hour is some random musings with Vicala and Vicala.
Oh, Lord.
Cole, you ain't living that down. That's going to your grave. I'm telling you that now. And that's going to our grave, too. Hour 2 will feature the voice of the Grey Cup champion Toronto Argonauts. Mike Hogan will join me at the top of hour 2 at the 3 o'clock hour. We got to get out of here. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you,
then they are not big enough.
Just ask the Denver Nuggets. Dream big, do bigger. We are. We hope y'all are too. We're out of here. See you tomorrow. All right, Mr. McCain, let's talk.
I can't see you,